Day 11, part 2. It's one of those days where I went to write down everything that I did and I had to pause. And now I'm wondering whether the list that I wrote down is just trying to seem like I've done a lot of stuff. There's a lot of fiddling around in this creation process, a lot of fiddling around with account creations and logins and then passwords not saving. And
This is The Sales Game with Josh McKay, helping solo business owners sell more, make more, and work less.
honestly, I probably lost like 3 hours today to shit like that. And then also creating a business, Google listing. Honestly, I may have made a mistake when I did it and then tried to change the phone number based on Suncraft. I'm trying to just change the name from Suncraft to SparkEdge. That's the new name. And change the website, keep the Google listing because I've already got the mail out thing, the verification for the address. They send a letter out in the mail to let you know, to give you a code that you confirm. First it was verified and then it wasn't verified, then I re-verified, then it's just like this little tedious shit, which unless maybe I'm not doing it the right way. Even the last pass that I used to save passwords, it saves the password, then you go back in, but it saved it to something else. So I go back to log in and then Google's password manager tries to override and they're both conflicting, and I try to turn Google's password manager and clear all the cache and it's still trying to override. It's like, what the fuck? So yeah, at some stage, it'll be awesome to have an IT person that can deal with all this shit and probably knows workarounds for it. At the moment, we're figuring it out, and I'm also trying to train Jerry on doing things. So as well as doing my own stuff, it's part of the process. I didn't really get that frustrated. There was a couple of times where I felt my sort of blood flush. You get sort of a red face. I felt a couple of times when Google was testing me and then LastPass. But here's what I can say we have done today. Jerry created an email signature and he's applied it to all of the emails and to Zoho CRM. The email signature has clickable phone numbers and links, which I think is really important because if someone's on their phone, they see your email, they can just click your phone number and call. And that's really easy to do. All you have to do is hyperlink it in Gmail. When you attach the settings, you hyperlink, you select the number that you want to hyperlink and you write TEL semicolon. It's the two dots if that's semicolon, if it's, TEL, like tell, semicolon, then the number, no spaces. And then it hyperlinks it. Now it'll make it a clickable function. So if you're on an iPad, if you're on a computer, whatever, you can click the number. Especially if you're on an iOS computer, you can click the number, it'll call through FaceTime. Really cool feature. Just reduce the friction for someone to be able to get in touch with you. So that has been done. And that was just a design back and forth approval. The first 3 hours of the day, we went through the project management tool, added everything we needed to, prioritize and delegate it and put things in the back burner. Everything to do with sales launch pretty much got put to the back burner because we need SparkEdge to be up and running. I'm already starting to say SparkEdge better, which is cool. We need it up and running and we need SparkEdge up and running. We need to make money, because that is the thing we're going to run out with. We're running a budget. I'm down to $8,000, $7,999. I need to pay Jerry next week about, so it's 1,800 of what? I need to pay Jerry about 1,700 or so, about that. And then I need to buy leads at 2,700. So there's $4,000 done. Then I've got another $4,000 left. Now, if I get a customer on finance, I can't use a deposit to buy stock. So I've got to use that $4,000 to buy stock. If I get a customer on finance, I might have to delay their install until I get a customer to pay cash, get that customer to pay cash. So I'm going to be setting expectations with customers that an install is going to take 6 to 8 weeks, and we'll just try and get it done faster. Then there's some things with the project build, like the website build. It's super handy that I know how to do this stuff. I built a website for sales launch. It's a bit rough, but it does the job. Jerry was impressed to know that I built it myself. He was thinking we needed a web developer, but after seeing what I did with sales launch, he's okay, we can wing it for now with what I can do on the website. I'm definitely not getting the website and the CRM done by tomorrow. There's no fucking way. The CRM is probably a 2-day job and the website's probably a 2-day job. And I need the offer created. So anyway, done the email signatures. Jerry's going through the process of going to set up the social accounts. So like LinkedIn and Facebook, that's what we're going to start with. We're not going to worry about all the others because I know Facebook and LinkedIn is going to be amazing for commercial. So we're going to focus on those two things. The project management tool with Zoho projects, they're all probably the same, but it's a really good tool. Definitely good to be able to work with and see what other people are working on and create and add tasks as we go as well. I'm working on the offer creation. That's what I'm doing first, because a lot of our messaging, and even for Jerry, like developing the social media platforms and helping with the website design and stuff, a lot of that is going to help if we have the offer and what we know we're going to be offering to cater the design and the language and probably even use some of the things that we talk about in the offer in the copy of the social media and the website. So that is why I'm working on that first. Then I'll be doing the CRM. And I've mentioned in a previous video that I've been really thinking on how to reinvent the CRM to account for appointment setters and then salespeople. I'm going to do that when we cross that bridge. I'm going to do it as is now, because it is going to be possible to do it later, and I need to get the CRM up and ready now on the current model we're going to be doing. And that model will probably last us for 3 months. So it's okay if I build something and then 3 months later I got to adjust and add some extra columns, or maybe even add a whole different module which manages leads for appointment setters, and then we can adjust from sales perspective. It's going to be focused on the sales perspective side of things and operations perspective. So I'll be starting that once I finalize the offer, which I'm hoping to do by the end of tomorrow, and midday tomorrow I believe I can finalize the offer, put it all down into a package that I'm going to value stack, and then I will put the offer there. There's some pretty crazy things that I'm thinking about to add into the offer. So look, I've got the book, and I've got a list of a few pages of really high cost and really low cost things, and then I'll separate it into high cost, high value, high cost, low value, low cost, low value, and just try and remove all the low value stuff. And then I have to choose which high cost, high value things I want, because if it costs a lot but it provides a lot of value, there's only so many of them you can offer because it costs a lot. For example, like I'll give you money back if you don't get this return on your investment, or I'll give you money back and take the system down if you don't like it. The risk reversal guarantees. We have also, I actually had to finalize the uniforms. The order came back, it was like almost $700. Then they said apparently something called direct to DTF, I think. It's instead of screen printing. The old method was screen printing, the new method it's like a sheet and they iron it on. It was cheaper, so I'm doing that with the uniforms. Apparently it's better quality and it's cheaper and it's faster. We're doing that and save $150 or something. It's also faster, I just said that. So I had to actually go back and forth with the uniform people again today, and I had to call them 3 times. It's probably going to be looking at working with someone else for the uniforms, someone else that supplies the same uniforms. They can just send it out. I'll tell the guys that though, because I like that they're a small business that is close, but I will tell them that if they're going to be like that working with them in the future, then I'm not going to put my next order through from them. So we'll see if they fix that. If not, I'm literally going to give them one chance, because it's just not like when you're dealing all this stuff, dealing with people that you're trying to pay and they're making it hard for you to take money. Like even I realized we need our liability insurance, because an STC provider, that's the rebates, called me today out of the blue and asked if I want to trade STCs with them. I said, yep, cool, that was good timing. I was going to do that. Sent me an email of everything I need. One of the things that they need is liability insurance. So now I've got to go get liability insurance, which is good because I needed that. I forgot about that. I also forgot that I need a legal contract for the customer. So that's something else I need to organize tomorrow, because it's going to take time. Might be able to do it myself. I might be able to, yeah. I might be able to get a generic contract and then just tailor it down and add in the things we need using ChatGPT to help me create it. I think I'm confident enough to do that myself. But then at another stage, probably get a contract lawyer to go through it and just tweak it how I need it. I'll get something that's good enough for now. Anyway, liability insurance. I went off on a train of thought there. Yeah, just things that come up. And so adding them into the project tools is really helpful to think about. But what I was saying, yeah, paying a business, you're trying to pay a business money and get a service from them, and they make it hard. So when I was trying to do the product liability insurance, none of the businesses were available, and it was like 4 o'clock, and none of them were available. Fuck, I don't want to deal with an Eastern States business. This is a really good thing to know. If you're doing a solar company in Perth, you want to be available on Perth business hours, because that's frustrating as hell from a Perth customer when you're trying to get contact with someone what seems like reasonable hours and you can't get a hold of them. That's thing. I'm adding that into, I'm going to do it right. Ideally it would be 24-hour service availability. If we could be available from 8 to 8, for example, or 7 to 7, that's probably more realistic, because 7 to 7, I don't know if I want to offer that or not. It's probably going to be 9 to 5 or 8:30 to 5:30 or something, but it will be available. And what else have I actually done? So also, after I do this, when I go and chill out, I'm going to organize Telstra. I'm with Aldi at the moment. I went through an exercise of trying to reduce all my expenses, and I switched to Aldi. I've had a fair few problems, to be honest. I've had call qualities being issues, like not all the time, maybe 5% of the time. But I didn't have a few days where none of my SMSs were sending, like they just weren't sending out. Pretty bad. I realize even on a day that I'm not working, I do up to 30 phone calls. I don't know, like just maybe a customer's called me, I gotta call them back, or I call, it's even when I'm not, so when I say not working, not doing sales calls, I'm just doing other stuff. I still do a bunch of calls every day. So for the price that Team Telstra offers. Also, the moment I went out of town with Aldi, I just forget about fucking service. Honestly, there was like, I drove to Shark Bay. If you're in Perth, it's a 9-hour drive. That was, I would say 80% of the drive I had absolutely no service. And last time I went, I would say maybe 3% of the drive I had no service. And that was with Telstra. Huge coverage difference. And also even within Metro. What am I going to do tomorrow? I'll share that with you tomorrow. But the last thing I'm going to do before I finish up for today, I'm probably going to rest on the offer creation process. And then I'll just get Telstra organized, because I need the SIM card. So I need to do things now. They're going to take time. So if I need a contract lawyer, I'll do that. Otherwise, now that I've talked that out, I'll probably just do the contract myself and then get a contract lawyer to revisit that, so that I'll add that into the notes, into the Zoho projects for a back burner task to get a contract lawyer to look over the contract and make sure it's all sweet. We'll do the same for the commercial. Basically tomorrow, like I said, I'll share with you tomorrow. You can see there's a lot, just little things. The little account setup stuff, it's very tedious, but I believe the majority of that's done. It's just because I'm also trying to log into multiple accounts on the same platform, and you can't do that within the same window. So you're gonna run in incognito windows, and then incognito. I'll spare you the details until tomorrow morning. So anyway, a lot of stuff got done. I think things are moving forward, and tomorrow is a new day. That's an awesome thing too. We get to start fresh tomorrow and work on the highest priority start of the day, get the biggest shit done, and then we can feel good about what's been done. So we definitely did that today with getting the project management tool, assigning the task, and like that, as far as just being efficient, is going to save us a lot of time. So yes, it took us 3 hours to get that done, but over the next 2 or 3 weeks, while we're building all these things out, it's going to save us a lot of time and not having to worry or think about who's doing what and what they're doing next. And yeah, that's really cool. Till next time.